On a cold Christmas Eve in 1945, a seemingly ordinary family in Fayetteville, West Virginia, would become part of one of the most haunting mysteries in American history. The Sodder family, headed by George and Jennie Sodder, had 10 children. But by the time Christmas morning arrived, 5 of them had mysteriously vanished, never to be seen again. What was thought to be a tragic house fire soon became a web of unsolved questions, strange events, and disturbing possibilities. The night started like any other festive holiday. The Sodder home, located in a rural area, was decorated for Christmas, and the family celebrated together. George, Jennie, and their children all went to bed unaware of the impending nightmare. Around 1 a.m., Jennie Sodder was awakened by the smell of smoke. A fire had broken out. Flames engulfed parts of the house quickly. George and Jennie managed to escape with 4 of their children, but 5 of their children, Maurice, Martha, Louis, Jennie Jr., and Betty, were trapped upstairs. George made desperate attempts to rescue the children. He broke a window to re-enter the house, but thick smoke and flames blocked his way. He tried to climb the wall using a ladder, but the ladder was mysteriously missing. He then tried to start his truck to drive closer, but the engine refused to turn over. Another strange twist in this tragic night. By morning, the fire had completely burned the house to the ground. But when the ashes cooled, there were no remains, no bones, no signs of the 5 children who had been trapped inside. The fire chief offered an explanation. The fire had been so hot that it cremated their bodies entirely, leaving nothing behind. But experts would later disagree. The Sodders weren't convinced by the official explanation. Strange things had been happening in the days leading up to the fire. A few months prior, a stranger had come to their home, warning George that his house would go up in smoke. Another visitor tried to sell the family life insurance, then threatened George when he refused, saying, "Your house will burn, and your children will be destroyed." On the night of the fire, a strange phone call had woken Jennie just an hour before the blaze began. The caller asked for someone unknown to Jennie and then laughed before hanging up. Moments later, she heard a loud bang on the roof, followed by the smell of smoke. In the weeks following the fire, more strange clues emerged. The missing ladder was found far away from the house, discarded in a ditch. Even more chilling, there were sightings of the missing children. One woman claimed she had seen them in a car the night of the fire. Another said she spotted them in a hotel weeks later, accompanied by strange men. Refusing to give up, George and Jennie Sodder erected a billboard along Route 16, offering a reward for any information about their children. The billboard remained for decades, a haunting reminder of the unsolved mystery. To this day, the disappearance of the Sodder children remains unsolved. Were they kidnapped, or did they perish in the fire? Did the mafia or political enemies of George Sodder play a role, or was it something more sinister? The truth may never be known, but the questions continue to haunt the small town of Fayetteville, West Virginia. George and Jennie Sodder passed away without ever knowing the fate of their children. The surviving Sodder siblings continued the search, but the mystery endures, a haunting reminder that some questions may never have answers.